everyone, welcome to Bab's Projects. It's a beautiful day outside and I'm so excited to show you this recipe for Pathradde. Pathradde is a classic Mangalorean vegetarian dish. Pathradde is steamed rice cake made with Colocasia leaves cooked in coconut curry. It's a one-pot meal served either for breakfast, lunch or dinner. My mom used to make it for breakfast and let me show you how to make it. So these are the Colocasia leaves that I picked up from my vegetable garden in my backyard, and these leaves, they are known as stave in Tulu and patra or aluvadi leaves in other languages. So this is one of the main ingredient for this recipe, and in a little while I'm going to just roughly rinse it and dry it, and then I'll show you how to prep these leaves for the recipe. Before I wash these leaves, I need to trim the stem. The stem is not used for this recipe. However, you can use it for some other curry, or if you want, you can use the tender part of the stem in dal or sambar. So for this recipe, I'm not going to use it, so I'm just going to trim it off. Now that I've finished washing the leaves and drying them, I'm going to cut this leaf, but before cutting I have to trim off all these veins that you see over here, these thick ones, not these lighter ones, but this really thick one that is there in the center. So let me show you how to do that. And that's it, just get rid of it, and if there is any, little bit more, and that's it. So I'm going to do that to all of the leaves and I'll show you how I chop them off. I'm going to now start chopping off these leaves, and I've already cut them in half, and right now I'm going to roll it and then cut it into thin strips. There is no right or wrong way to do this. Just chop it up, and I'm going to start by doing it over here. And then I'll just chop it like this into smaller pieces, and that's it. So I chopped off all the leaves, and you can see it over here, and now I'm going to set this aside and move on to my next step. For the next step, I have to make idli, and for idli I soaked some idli rice last night, and I also added like a tablespoon of urad dal to give it some softness. So now I'm going to wash them, and then I will start the grinding process. I'm going to use this wet grinder to grind the rice and make it into a batter. So I'm going to add the rice. To this, I'm going to add some coriander seeds, some cumin seeds, dry red chili, and tamarind soaked in some warm water. I'm going to add some water and start blending. I have to actually cover it with lid, and I'll start blending. I'll remove the lid and show you how this wet grinder works. In between, I'm going to add some water gradually to get the consistency I want. So I'm going to add the water slowly. Then cover it up with the lid. Wet grinding is a slow process. Unlike blender, this takes more time. So the batter is done, it has blended into a nice fine paste. Now I'm going to empty it into a container and then I'll show you how to mix it with the leaves. So I have the rice batter over here. I'm going to mix this well, kind of like whip it up for some time and try to incorporate some air into it. That way the idlis will be softer. This needs a little bit of patience. And now to this I'm going to add the salt first. And then mix it again. And I'm going to add the Colocasia leaves or the thave into this batter. And slowly mix them. I'm going to add a teeny bit of water to this batter because it looks a little bit thick, just a little bit, and mix it again. This consistency is perfect now. Now I'm going to add this batter into a plate. I've already greased the plate with some oil. Second plate. And now I'm going to steam it. The idli or the rice cake is ready and it has cooled down. So I'm going to cut it and make it into small pieces, bite-sized pieces. About an inch big. And this one I'm going to now set it aside and start making the coconut curry. For the coconut curry, I have to dry roast the spices. So first I'm going to roast this red chili, dry red chili. I'll roast it until the chili slightly change color, and you can see it is starting to darken up. So this is done. I'm going to add some cumin seeds and quickly roast them, and that's it. The pan is really hot, so this is already done. I'm going to add coriander seeds. You can hear them spluttering, and there, this is done too. To these dry spices, I'm going to add some coconut. Some tamarind which has been soaked in warm water, and some turmeric. And now I'm going to blend it into a fine paste. For the coconut curry, I have blended the coconut paste and I'm going to add that into this pot. Next I'm going to add some salt. And then I'm going to add some water. And just mix it. Add some more. And then I'm going to allow it to come to a boil. As you can see, this curry has come to a boil, and to this now I'm going to add all the pieces of that idli that I had made earlier. You can see it. Add it slowly. mix them a little bit. So the idli pieces are simmering in this coconut curry, and you can see that they are still not completely absorbed, but it is ready. It is done for now. So I am going to take it off the heat and set it aside. So the last step is to temper the Pathradde. So for that I am going to use some oil, add some mustard seeds, wait for them to stop spluttering, and then add curry leaves. Next I am going to add onion. I'll allow this onion to brown. So I am going to temper this Pathradde with the tempering that I have prepared over here. Give it a mix. Cover it with a lid and allow it to rest. I finished cooking the Pathradde, but the Pathradde is not ready to be eaten yet. It needs a good 5 to 6 hours of rest to absorb all the flavor and the goodness of the coconut curry. If you want to make it for breakfast or lunch, I would recommend cooking it the night before. And if you want to make it for dinner, then you make it in the morning and you heat it later when you're ready to have it. If you have enjoyed this recipe, let me know in the comments below. I will have all the exact recipe and measurements of the ingredients and everything up on my blog, and the link is down in the description. Also, don't forget to like my post and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, goodbye.